Welcome to Beyond the Funeral Service, the podcast where we provide clear, compassionate guidance through life's most challenging times. Today, we're dedicated to a group that has given us so much to all of us, our nation's veterans. We understand that navigating benefits and arrangements for a beloved veteran can feel very overwhelming. That's why today we are a shining light on specialized support and unique benefits available right here at Maxton Rosado and Johnson Hughes Funeral Homes. Joining me today, as always, my lovely wife, Vonda. How are you today?
Hello. I'm good.
Hey, today we're not just discussing routine services, right? We're going to dive deep into the programs we created to ease the burdens of military families. We'll cover how you can access our unique local offerings, including a free casket and urn program, a significant financial and emotional help to veteran families. We'll also explain deeply meaningful service we provide through our flag retirement program, ensuring your worn flags are retired with dignity they deserve. Whether you're planning for your own arrangements or a family member seeking guidance right now, this episode is filled with practical information and a resource that can make a difference. So let's start the conversation about giving our heroes the final honors they have earned and deserve. I know there's a lot of misconceptions, so I kind of like to start with, what are the most common misconception families have about a veteran funeral and burial benefits?
Well, that's a great point we need to start with because a lot of families will come to us and say, my dad or my husband is a veteran, and we understand, we've been told that the VA is going to cover everything, and that is a big misconception. That is not true, unfortunately. Now, there are options if the veteran wants to be buried in a national or state veteran cemetery, that they will cover a lot of things, as far as the burial and the vault and things like that go with the cemetery. But as far as just the VA paying for the cremation or paying for a burial, that is just not true. There are burial benefits that the family can get reimbursed on. They do not pay the funeral home directly for those things, but the family can get reimbursed, and we can help them through every step of getting reimbursed what they're entitled to. But that is more of a one-on-one discussion because there's so many variables. It depends on their discharge. Obviously, they have to have an honorable discharge, but there's just a lot of variables as far as the when they left the service.
So that is a huge misconception. So I'm glad we kind of started right there. So why is it so crucial for veterans and their families to pre-plan their final arrangements, especially concerning those VA and local benefits?
Well, by pre-planning, one, you've discussed with your family. Speaking for a veteran, you have discussed with your family where your discharges are, what type of service you want. Not all veterans want military honors, so that's important to discuss with your families. We see a lot of veterans who that's a very private part of their life, and they don't want services, or they don't feel like they're entitled to services. But by all means, they are definitely entitled, but that doesn't mean they all want them. So it's important to talk to your families and, one, discuss if you even want military honors. Discuss, do you want buried at a national or state veteran cemetery? Do you want buried in a private or, the regular cemeteries that we use? And where your discharge papers are, because that's another that can really hold things up if your family does not know where your honorable discharge papers, your DD 214s are.
So what role does a funeral home play in securing federal benefits?
Once the family tells us that their loved one is a veteran, then we can help assist them in every step of the way. Hopefully, you do have your loved one's honorable discharge. If not, like we said, that can delay things, but we do have a way we can reach out to the archives and try to get that discharge, but that does take a little time. But we do arrange full military honors, and we can apply for burial benefits. We apply for the flag and the government headstone that they're entitled to. So we fill out all that paperwork for the family so they don't have to do that.
I'm sure that's a huge relief to veterans and their families, right? For you to help with that paperwork.
Mhm.
So, my understanding, you've got some information about a free casket or urn program for veterans.
Yes. So at Maxton Rosado and Johnson Hughes Funeral Homes, we do offer a free casket or urn, depending on if the veteran, and it's also open to their spouses. If the veteran or their spouse want burial or cremation, we do offer free casket or urn, and that is a program specifically through our funeral home. That is not through the VA. It's not. I don't even know if it's what other funeral homes it would be offered at. That is definitely a question you would want to ask your local funeral director, if they offer that program. But at Maxton Rosado and Johnson Hughes, we do offer a free casket, which is a very big help to most families.
Yeah, I mean, the casket can be a huge expense, right? Whenever you're going through to set up as far as for a
Yeah.
prearrangement or in time of need.
Mhm.
So, are there specific people that are eligible for the program? Is there something very specific as far as where they served, or if it was wartime or not wartime?
No, nothing. Obviously, they have to have had an honorable discharge. Our program, we do ask to see their discharge, so you can't just tell us that someone is a veteran. We do want to see their discharge, because it is such a big value of something that we're giving. We would like to see their discharge, but it's open to the veteran and their spouse. And the casket we offer is a metal casket. It's a 20 gauge metal casket. Um, and if the family wants to upgrade that, they definitely can and just pay the difference in price.
Hey, so what's kind of the difference between that program that you're talking about and the VA burial allowance?
So the burial allowance, again, we're not going to get into specific dollar amounts because it varies greatly between, there's just a lot of variables as far as when someone served and if they were active duty military, if they got killed in service. So there's a lot of variables that come into play with those actual amounts. But the free casket and urn is just a program that we have specifically at our funeral homes. Um, and the burial benefits would be totally different. And you can one does not have any effect on the other. So if a veteran we serve gets a free casket, we still apply for their burial benefits as well. The only A lot of the funding for the burial benefits are going to come from your grave opening, your transportation, just some different costs that they will reimburse to the family, and it has nothing to do with the casket.
So, what is the first step a family should take to take advantage of this program?
They can definitely reach out to the funeral home. It's something we can discuss in a prearrangement. It's something we can discuss after someone has passed away, but definitely just reach out to the funeral home. And if you don't use one of our funeral homes, I encourage you to reach out to the funeral home of your choice and just see if that is a program that they have available.
So that's quite an incredible program, and in quite an honor, right? As far as being able to give something back to our heroes.
We're very
But
proud of our veterans. So,
yeah,
yes.
yes, and you should be. So I understand also you kind of have a flag retirement program. Can you tell me some of the specifics to that?
We do. So our flag retirement program is actually very popular. We fill our box regularly. So here at the funeral homes, we have a box outside our chapel doors, and people bring their worn and tattered flags and place them in the box. And then when a veteran passes away, the flag code is properly to burn the flag. So when a veteran passes away, we drape the veteran with the worn or tattered flag, and it gets cremated. If a veteran chooses cremation, then it gets cremated with them, to serve as one final duty for that retired flag.
That's an incredible final duty, right, for that retired flag.
Mhm.
So we often hear about traditional burning ceremony. How is the funeral home's method of flag retirement unique or particular as far as respecting that flag's meaning?
So again, because the flag code does recommend burning of the flag. That is, we tie that in with cremation of our veterans. And then we also, every spring or summer, we will work with our local organizations and do a flag burning ceremony as well for the extra flags that we have.
Is there any charge or cost associated with the retirement of a flag?
No, absolutely not. And all you have to do is just come drop your flag in our flag retirement box, and or call us. We'd be happy to come pick up your flags from you. But no cost at all.
So currently, do you host any ceremonies or public acknowledgement of flags being retired?
We don't have anything scheduled. That's going to be spring or summer, and we're going to work with our other local organizations as the VFW and sometimes the Elks do some flag things. So we'll work with them and get that scheduled with hopefully the Boy Scouts, Girl Scouts, things like that.
That's just some great information, right, on the flag code and what you do to honor a worn or tattered flag. All right. So if a veteran or family member is listening and they feel a little overwhelmed, what are the top piece of advice or pieces of advice that you would give them about planning their veteran service?
I think definitely to prearrange and not put things off. Get your final wishes, just like we talk about all the time, how important it is to put your final wishes with your family, even if you don't call the funeral home, and get a file started with us or any local funeral home that you choose to deal with. Let your family know what your wishes are. Don't put it off. We can even go ahead and check eligibility for a national or state cemetery. So if that's something they want to do, we can, definitely talk about that in a prearrangement and go ahead and get them pre-qualified for their burial in a national cemetery.
So for listeners who maybe aren't veterans but are listening to this podcast and they still want to support the military community, how can they help with the programs like the flag retirement program that you have?
It's a huge support just to donate your retired flags. But the biggest support is to support our program. So we have a Stockings for Soldier program here at all the funeral homes. We have Stockings for Soldiers where they can fill a stocking at Christmas time. And we donate those filled stockings to our local veterans in the nursing homes. But just share the information. If just sharing the information is so important, because there's so many veterans that aren't on social media or don't hear these things. We try to really promote our free casket program, but still there are so many people that don't know about it. So just by sharing that information, you're just a huge help to those families.
It is such an incredible response, right? When a veteran or like we were talking, someone that's not a veteran finds out about the program.
Mhm.
I mean, we've seen people just really just shocked and just very appreciative at different events that we've been to, right? You've seen that. And then just people finding out, right, whenever they come to one of our ceremonies for a veteran.
Yes, and it's not something that um, we want to hide or not tell people. That's one of the first questions we always ask, is if they're a veteran, so that we definitely promote that program to them. We're very proud of it, and they're more than deserving.
Well, I appreciate you sharing all this information. I mean, this is great information for the community to learn and understand and share with veterans alike. But what's the best way listeners can contact you as far as to ask specific questions or eligibility?
They can call us anytime. We'd be happy to set up an appointment to come in. We can go to your house. Give us a call at the funeral homes. You can send us an email, send us a message on Facebook. We'd be happy to talk further and sit down in a private conversation and just get things started for you.
Well, I appreciate everything you do for veterans, and I appreciate you spending the time to be able to share that. Anything I should have asked you that I didn't ask you?
I don't think so.
Well, that's awesome. Well, we appreciate you, morning, day, and night, taking the time to take apart and listen to this, and we hope that you share it right with a veteran, so they understand,
Mhm.
what it is that's out there for them as far as programs. And if you have a flag that needs retired, please reach out, right? Stop by the funeral homes. We'd be happy to take your flag and give it its last honor to be able to be cremated with a veteran.
Yes.
Well, we appreciate it. Go ahead and share, listen, like, and we'll see you the next time.
And if you ever have any questions on any of our podcasts, we encourage you in the comments to leave a question. If it's not something you want to ask in the comments, then just private message us or give us a call. But definitely send us a message. Let us know what questions you have about anything we've talked about, because other people probably have those same questions. So we'd be happy to answer them for you.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Bye, guys.
Thank you for joining us on Beyond the Funeral Service, Compassionate Conversations. We genuinely hope today's discussion offered you clarity, comfort, or a moment for reflection.
At Maxton Rosado and Johnson Hughes Funeral Homes, we're truly honored to serve our communities with transparent pricing and heartfelt care. Whether it's guiding you through prearrangements or providing support in a time of immediate need, we are here.
If anything we discussed sparked a question, or if you'd like to learn more about our services at any of our 3 locations, please visit us online at maxtonrosado.com or johnsonhughes.com. You can also connect with us on Facebook. We're always ready to help.
Don't miss our next episode. Be sure to subscribe wherever you listen to podcasts. Until then, take care, and we look forward to connecting with you again soon.